Let's look into the meaning of sentence today. What is it that we mean by the word sentence? Sentence is a group of words that express complete thought. At times when we want to explain something to somebody who's standing next to us or to create clarity on a concept, we create sentences. So in that we try and put a group of words which make total complete sense. For example, they generally have a subject and a verb. Now if I say the audience applauded, I'm talking about subject, which is audience, and applauded. Applauded is to appreciate. So the audience applauded. We have a subject and we have a verb. So this becomes a complete sentence, whereas whatever that I'm trying to explain to someone that I'm speaking to, it makes complete sense. It is a complete thought. Let's look at another example. The telephone is ringing. I want to give this information to someone to whom I'm talking to, and I say the telephone, which is the subject, and I'm talking about verb, which is happening right now here, that the telephone is ringing. Now again, when we look at these two sentences, we can see there's a little difference between the two. Now in the first one, I am talking about a subject and the verb, which is a complete thought, and in this also we have a subject and a verb. Why is it we've added is in this sentence is what we're going to learn in another class that we have on tenses, right? So at this point in time, what we are going to actually look at is what creates a complete sentence. Now, he is going to school. Ram is completing his work. These are complete sentences as they are making complete sense. They are a complete thought. They are expressing complete thought. Now, if I say, all right, now this is a sentence and that is all about it. So why do I read such complicated sentences at times? Now, there are three types of sentences that we can create with the help of subject, verb and other helping verbs in the grammar part. Now these are simple, compound and complex. Now first of all, to look at a simple sentence, what does it do? Now if I look at the audience applauded, it is a simple sentence. Now a simple sentence is in which we have only one clause. Now what is a clause? Now you must be wondering that we just started with a sentence and we just said, all right, now one type is a simple sentence. Now what is a clause? Now hold on. What is a clause? Clause again is a group of words that consist of subject and verb. Now if I look at this, I see the audience applauded. It is also a clause as well as a simple sentence. Now what is a simple sentence? Which has one clause. I am only talking about clauses because when we are going to look at compound and complex, you would not be able to comprehend if you do not know what is a clause. Now, if I say this is a simple sentence as well as a clause, what happens in compound sentences? Now in compound, as you can very well understand from the word, there are going to be two clauses and they will be joined with a conjunction. What are conjunctions? They are connecting words. As we say, I teach English as well as maths, as well as becomes a coordinating conjunction. So, Reena is my friend and Rita is too. Rita is too my friend. So Rita is too my friend and Reena is my friend are two simple sentences or simple clauses connected together with a conjunction. Now, that is what becomes compound. That means one clause plus another, and this plus will be taken care by the coordinating conjunction. Now, third type that we have is the complex sentences. What are complex sentences? Now, complex sentences would generally have more than two clauses, But then there is a difference. They both are not going to be, or both or three of them are not going to be independent clauses. Now there will be one principal clause and other the subordinate. That means the subordinate clause will always be dependent on its meaning to the main clause. Now also I will give you an example how we actually look at a complex sentence. I was reading while I heard a knock at the door. Now, after looking at what we have just done, a compound and complex sentence, can you all look at this and say whether it is a compound or a complex sentence? Let's just read it again. I was reading while I heard a knock at the door. Now, I was reading is the first clause and this is also a simple sentence. While could be a coordinating conjunction and the next is I heard a knock at the door. Now, if you look at the phrase, rather than calling phrase, let's call it a clause. If I look at the clause, I heard a knock at the door. It's totally complete, which has a subject and a verb, and it's totally independent from the first one. So this becomes a compound sentence. And if you want to make it complex, how do we do that? Now we need to make certain changes, by which there is one principal clause without which the subordinate clause should not make sense. Now we will look at complex sentences in our next class. Thank you.